Welcome back to Cox Connections, exclusively on Cox 9 Roanoke. I'm Margaret Hunter-Wade. In an effort to bridge language gaps and make Roanoke a more diverse city, Roanoke Spanish recently began offering classes geared towards adults and professionals. The founder, Dr. Elda Stanco Downey, and the managing partner, Keisha Graziadei-Shup, are here to tell us more. Thank you both for being here. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
So this is a really cool venture that you all have taken on, and I'd just be curious if you could tell us a little bit more about Roanoke Spanish and really what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Well, we are brand new, so if you haven't heard of us yet, it's because we are new. We are the new girls on the block. We just started in December, and Roanoke Spanish is basically a Spanish language services boutique firm. And what we do is everything and anything related with Spanish. So if you have translation needs, interpretation needs, we can do that. We come to your office, we come to your place of work. If you're interested in learning Spanish, we offer our classes, our new ones at the COLA, which we just started. And we also work with families. So if you have children who you want them to learn Spanish, we have programs for that. If you have kids who are in high school and need to enhance their Spanish skills, we also work with that. So we really do the whole gamut of Spanish in the area.
That's a really great concept, and I don't know if it's new just to Roanoke or if this is something happening, but you know, Spanish is, as we know, an important part of our culture these days. So what is the state of Spanish in the U.S. today? You know, what are we seeing the trends?
Well, we see huge growth. I mean, we have one statistic that estimates that by the year 2050, the U.S. will actually be the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world. Right now, Mexico is the largest, but by then we'll be the largest. So that's huge. So you see it in big metropolises already. When I was in D.C. recently, I heard Spanish as much as I heard English out on the streets and in the stores and just everywhere in public. And it's not getting any less that way. It's just moving into the even smaller cities like Roanoke, and isn't really showing any indication of not being that way. So
why Spanish, I guess? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but why in Roanoke? I mean, what does the Roanoke demographic look like?
Well, the population in Roanoke just between 2009 and 2010 jumped up 280%. I mean, that's massive.
Wow.
And aside from the suburbs in D.C., Roanoke is actually experiencing the highest growth rate for the Hispanic population so in Virginia. So, I mean, that's significant. There is a need.
Yeah. So, foreign language is not my forte, I would say.
We hear that all the time.
And as an adult, how easy is it to teach somebody a new language? You know, I get the family and the importance because children can pick it up so easily, but it's intimidating to think about as an adult taking on a new language. So,
right. I actually, Spanish is not my first language.
Okay.
I grew up in a multicultural home. My family on my dad's side is from Brazil, and they spoke Portuguese, but in an effort to further understand my identity as a Latino-Americana, I decided to take Spanish in high school, and also realizing that there was a need for that in the U.S. and growing up in California, that was definitely, you know, it happened there before anywhere else really. So I took it 4 years in high school and then decided to get my degree in it in college, and Elda was actually my professor, and I studied abroad in Argentina, and ahora puedo hablar bastante bien. Entonces, so yeah, I mean, language is challenging to learn in general, but considering languages that you could learn, Spanish is among the easiest languages to learn. So
there's hope for somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would have to add to Keisha, of course, our working relationship is easy because we're former professor and student. So people see this dynamic with us and they see what you can do. Furthermore, with adults can intimidate, but we make the class fun, relaxed. It's a matter of learning a new code to say what you already say in everyday language. And what you don't realize is you already know a little bit of Spanish. Everybody knows a few key words, and that's always a good jump start.
Sure, I took it in high school. I remember bits and pieces from it, I suppose. So you did kind of pique my interest when you talked about the classes. So would I be coming to a class with other adults interested in this, or is this a private one-on-one type environment?
Well, we've made this adult classes specifically for professionals and for people who are busy. So we keep it to 1 hour a week, and we have the whole gamut of, engineers, nurses, you name the field, and there's somebody in the class taking Spanish. And it's people who know nothing at all, or people who know a few little words, how to say por favor, gracias, cerveza seems to be a very popular word people know. So it's been great because the dynamic is it's adults, we're all busy, we need to have this key skill, and we're here to learn in a relaxed and fun way.
So I am kind of having like flashbacks from high school foreign language class. And is this like the intensive where you're going to be doing compositions in Spanish, or is it really conversational, just get a feel for the language so you can maybe go somewhere or have a conversation?
Exactly. It is strictly practical. So while we do have to do some of the mechanics, verbs and that kind of thing, which people have horrible memories of that from high school, and we all understand that, our point is to get people conversing and talking. So we do a little of the mechanics, but focus on pronunciation, conversation, getting you out there with the practical skills that you need.
Okay, and for the families, is that a class or is that more one-on-one?
Well, with the families, we can do anything from one-on-one tutoring for kids, say somebody who's preparing for an AP exam, to something that we have called Spanish circles, which is groups of kids or high school students who get together and have like a 4 or 5 person tutoring session. So it becomes fun for them too.
That's great. Well, this is really interesting, and I think a great benefit to those of us in Roanoke. So thank you all for coming and telling us about it, and best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
With construction complete, the concerts, festivals, and events are back in Elmwood Park. We'll talk about the 5,800 square foot amphitheater after the break.